with Channel 16. Just watch us now.
Good evening. The Soviet Union today threw out 25 British diplomats.
WNDU-TV, Channel 16, South Bend.
News Center 16 with Mike Collins and Maureen McFadden. Jeff Jeffers with sports and Dick Addis with the weather.
Close to 400 people crowded in WNDU-TV, Channel 16, South Bend.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Sandy Mathis. South Bend SWAT team responded to
WNDU-TV, Channel 16, South Bend.
From News Center 16, this is Live at 5:30 with Mike Collins, sports with Jack Nolan, and weather with Dick Addis.
Veterans from the Vietnam War are carrying their battle wounds more than 15 years after the end of the war. Good afternoon, everyone. The American Legion...
WNDU-TV, Channel 16, South Bend. News Center 16, with Mike Collins and Maureen McFadden. Weather with Dick Addis and Jeff Jeffers with sports.
Traffic fatalities claim the lives of 2 men.
WNDU-TV, Channel 16, South Bend. News Center 16, with Mark Kelly and Janine Gozdecki. Weather with Dick Addis and Jack Nolan with sports.
For the first time, the U.S. Commander-in-Chief today participated in welcome home ceremonies for Desert Storm troops. Good evening. I'm Janine Gozdecki.
I'm Mark Kelly. There was an emotional...
South Bend.
From your 24-hour news source. This is News Center 16 with Mike Collins and Maureen McFadden. Weather with Dick Addis and Jeff Jeffers Sports.
It was the end of a TV era tonight, and seldom has an historic moment been greeted with so much laughter. Cheers is over. Good evening, everyone.
You're watching WNDU-TV.
Live from WNDU's News Center 16, this is Michiana's 16 Morning News.
You're watching WNDU-TV.
Live from Michiana, this is News Center 16.
As expected, the man who's directed the Notre Dame Athletic Department for the last 7 years resigned today. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Heather Richards.
Live from News Center 16, this is Michiana's First News at 5.
From this exclusive Skyview shot, everything looks about the same in Elkhart these days.
But today, things for the city with the heart are forever changed.
And this special live edition of First News explains why. Good evening, I'm Terry McFadden.
And I'm Maureen McFadden, and welcome to Michiana's First News live from Elkhart's Concord Mall.
And a lot of folks from Elkhart County excited about us being here. In fact, they've come by to say hello. Say hello to everybody. All right.
You're watching WNDU-TV.
Live from Michiana, this is News Center 16.
At this Indianapolis hospital, 2 brothers struggle to survive.
And you always think it's not going to happen to you, you know. And I never even dreamed when I took him to the hospital that that's what it was going to be.
The brothers are being treated for E. coli bacteria, and medical experts are not sure how they were infected. Good evening, I'm Maureen McFadden.
And I'm Mark Kelly. E. coli bacteria is especially...
You're watching WNDU-TV.
Live from Michiana, this is News Center 16.
Some folks in LaPorte County are still out of their homes tonight after a train carrying hazardous chemicals derails. Good evening, everyone. I'm Tricia Sloma. Cheryl Henderson is off tonight. The wreck happened late...
You're watching WNDU-TV, Channel 16, South Bend.
This is Michiana's First News.
This Warsaw man became the second golfer to make a federal case out of the right...
You're watching WNDU-TV, Channel 16, South Bend.
Live from the WNDU studios, this is News Center 16.
Live from WNDU studios, this is News Center 16 Sunday morning. Coverage you can count on.
Al Hall, here's what else is making news this morning, Sunday, June 13th. It's a sneak peek at how computer graphics will look in the future.
You're watching WNDU-TV, Channel 16 South Bend. Live from the WNDU studios, this is News Center 16. Coverage you can count on.
A storm is beginning to leave its mark in South Bend. As you can see from our Skyview shot.
WNDU, your severe weather station. This is News Center 16 Saturday morning. From WNDU-TV, Channel 16 South Bend. This is News Center 16 at 5.
Good evening, I'm Maureen McFadden.
I'm Terry McFadden. A somewhat surprising announcement today from President Bush.
This is News Center 16 at 5 with Maureen McFadden, Terry McFadden, and Chief Meteorologist Mike Hoffman. News Center 16, Michiana's most awarded news operation by the Associated Press and the Indiana Broadcasters Association. It's coverage you can count on. From WNDU, your severe weather station, this is News Center 16 at 5:30.
Again, good evening. I'm Terry McFadden.
And I'm Erin Logan. And
from WNDU-TV, Channel 16 South Bend, this is News Center 16 at 6.
Good evening. I'm Terry McFadden. Maureen has the evening off.
From WNDU-TV, Channel 16 South Bend, this is News Center 16 at 11. From WNDU, your severe weather station, this is 16 Morning News in high definition. From WNDU, your severe weather station, this is News Center 16 at 5 in high definition.
Good evening, I'm Maureen McFadden.
And I'm Terry McFadden. Hundreds of thousands of kids and adults had a day off today.
From WNDU, your severe weather station, this is News Center 16 at 5:30 in high definition.
Good evening, I'm Maureen McFadden. A huge industry may be changing because of work done here at Notre Dame.
From WNDU, your severe weather station, this is News Center 16 at 6 in high definition. WNDU, your breaking news and weather authority. This is 16 Morning News.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Tricia Sloma. Welcome to the 4:30 edition of 16 Morning News.
You're watching WNDU, your breaking news and weather authority, 16 Morning News. From WNDU, your breaking news and weather authority, this is News Center 16 at 5.
Good evening, I'm Maureen McFadden. Terry has the night off.
From WNDU, your breaking news and weather authority, this is News Center 16 at 5:30.
Good evening, I'm Maureen McFadden.
The news at 6 starts now.
From WNDU, your breaking news and weather authority, this is News Center 16 at 6.
Good evening, I'm Kevin Lewis. Thanks for joining us.
From WNDU, your breaking news and weather authority, this is News Center 16 at 11.
Deadly explosion. A LaPorte County man said...
From WNDU, your breaking news and weather authority,
This is News Center 16 at noon.
Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us. I'm Kate Chappell.
From WNDU, your breaking news and weather authority, this is News Center 16 at 5.
When emergency strikes, sometimes calling 911 isn't the safest option.
From WNDU, your breaking news and weather authority, this is News Center 16 at 5:30.
Good evening, I'm Maureen McFadden. Some 50 miles worth of presently paved roads in Berrien County.
From WNDU, your breaking news and weather authority, this is News Center 16 at 6.
Just in time for Christmas, both South Bend and Chicago Cub fans have something else to be thankful for besides that little World Series title.
From WNDU, your breaking news and weather authority, this is News Center 16 at 11.
Betting limits. The former mayor of Coloma is headed to prison after embezzling hundreds of thousands of dollars to feed his gambling habit. Fluid situation. Things have gotten interesting at a Michiana prison after going several days without running water. Bond issue. A razor-thin margin as the Elkhart City Council votes on a controversial multi-million-dollar bond for downtown improvements. Good evening, I'm Terry McFadden. It's official, Elkhart will see $6 million worth of improvements to the downtown.
You're watching WNDU-TV. 16 Morning News starts now. You're watching WNDU-TV. News Center 16 at noon starts now.
The heat is unfortunately here. Good afternoon and thanks for joining us. I'm Travis Robinson.
You're watching WNDU-TV. News Center 16 at 5 starts now. You're watching WNDU-TV. News Center 16 at 6 starts now.
And good evening, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Maria Catanzarite.
You're watching WNDU-TV. News Center 16 at 11 starts now.
Well, we saw a little snow this evening.
From WNDU-TV, you're watching 16 News Now at 4.
Here are your top 4 headlines at 4. The polar vortex is hitting Michiana, and we're trying our best to keep you safe. It's plunging the nation into extreme cold, and state of emergency have been called in weather described as once-in-a-generation cold.
From WNDU-TV, this is 16 News Now.
We start with 2 breaking news stories tonight. First, a 70-year-old man is dead after a car crash this evening in Osceola.
From WNDU-TV, this is 16 Morning News Now.
It's a Monday morning, and it's the day after the Super Bowl, and I know a lot of you were up late, but we have great news to share on this Monday morning. This is the pick day of the week. So let's send things over to First Alert meteorologist Kimberly Newman. After breaking records yesterday.
From WNDU-TV, this is 16 News Now, Sunday morning.
Good morning and welcome to 16 News Now Sunday morning. I'm Zach Warner. Here's what's making headlines this weekend.
From WNDU-TV, this is 16 News Now.
Good evening, I'm Maria Catanzarite. We start with new information. Delta is moving up its suspension of flights between the U.S. and China in response to the coronavirus outbreak.
From WNDU-TV, this is 16 Morning News Now.
We start with breaking news this morning out of
WNDU-TV. This is 16 News Now Live.
Caught on camera, a South Bend police officer jumps into.
From WNDU-TV, this is 16 News Now at 6.
We are coming on the air at 6 with that heart-pounding new video showing the scary.
From WNDU-TV, live, local, late-breaking. This is 16 News Now at 11.
True Blue, a South Bend cop with a reputation.
Breaking news from 16 News Now.
We start with breaking news.
WNDU-TV, Channel 16, South Bend.